Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Monday, June 15th, 2020. I'm going to do a daily message from Spirit today. See what's going on. I mean, I bet I can guess. One of these days, I'm just going to do a reading without card. I keep saying I'm going to do that, and I haven't done it yet, but I will. I'll have the guts to do that one day. I need to trust myself more, but it's just like I already kind of know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of up and down here. But I feel it kind of settling, which is good. I feel the energy is just kind of leveling out, right? Thank God. It's been chaos. All right. So yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. Yeah. A lot of inner child stuff coming up right now. And I know this is actually true for me here within the last couple of days. Inner child stuff mostly having to do with parents. Mine specifically having to do with my father. I think I'm clearing some karma with my father right now. So I know a couple of personal readings that I've done here as of late, also highlighting the inner child aspect and the clearing familial karma. So karma with parents, karma with children, with siblings, so on and so forth. So I feel like a lot of this coming up right now. Specifically, I am getting specifically with parents though. Okay, so parents or some sort of parental figures, you know, coming in. I'm also getting, just in general, there's a lot of you who are feeling a return of, like, I mean, you know, I think it's Mercury that's in retrograde. There are things that are coming back, okay? Things that we thought we dealt with, okay? That sort of thing. And it could be inner child stuff also that's kind of tied up with that. But I just feel in general, people maybe coming back, okay? If you're in a twin flame relationship or I'm sorry, twin flame connection, or, you know, some sort of soulmate relationship, maybe somebody coming back from your past, causing some temptation, possibly bringing in some sexual energy, that sort of thing. Also, just in general, I feel like a lot of you are just motivated to kind of get out of your current situations, wherever you may be. Some of you are feeling literally the temptation to just run. Okay, and I know, because I feel that too, especially within this last week with everything's going on with my job. It's just like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. It's just too much, right? It's just too much stress, too much drama, too much uncertainty. It's just kind of getting to the point where I'm like, you know what, I just want to get out of this, right? So I feel this is just across the collective right now. Yeah, definitely a lot of us in our heads right now, trying to figure out our next move, because there's just so much uncertainty right now, and it's really hard to strategize when there's no certainty, right? Almost feeling the instability coming in, which is making us feel uncertain, which again is making us feel out of control. So again, the lesson is releasing control, right? Stop overthinking. Easier said than done, right? Release the betrayal. Some of you are feeling really betrayed. Some of you, this could have to do with some of the current energies with what's going on in the world. You know, people are still losing their jobs. People are still in a not a good place financially. You know, there's a lot of resentment coming in right now, you know, having to do with the government, having to do with the job, having to do with the, like, you know, if you're like, I don't know, if you're at a job where you're kind of lower on the totem pole, you know, there's a lot of resentment for the people who are above you, you know, stuff like that. It's almost like class warfare, but, well, it's not funny. That's kind of what's literally happening in the world right now, is like a class warfare. There's a lot of resentment and just betrayal and anger and stuff coming up. It's like people want something to blame. People want someone to blame. So they're blaming others instead of taking responsibility for themselves. This is what I'm talking about, okay, with victim mentality, okay? Sure, you can be a victim. Absolutely, you can be a victim of someone or something or circumstance. But there's also a level of victimhood that comes in where you're not actually a victim, where it's like you have to take responsibility for the things that have happened in your life, for the things that didn't happen in your life. And we all have that. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you are. We all have that. Okay? And so I feel like a lot of us are just like, there's some of us that are realizing this, realizing how much we've been putting off on others. We've been maybe blaming our parents for the things that went wrong in our lives. Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of taking responsibility, okay, I'm not a child anymore. I have some childhood issues I need to deal with. And once I deal with that, once I figure that out and clear that karma and forgive myself, then I can move forward, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Getting out of that victim mode, okay? And some of you have been in your head about that. Some of you have been way too much in your head about that, right? Having a really hard time making the decision to release that, right? But that's the transformation that we're going through right now is learning to love yourself, learning to forgive yourself, loving yourself enough to forgive yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to sit in this energy anymore, okay? I'm not going to say that I'm not strong enough. I'm not going to blame someone else because I didn't have the strength to raise myself up. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm just as guilty of this as anybody, okay? I've done that. I've been there. I've been where I blamed everybody else. I blamed, I blamed my mom because, she was overbearing. I blamed my dad because he was, somewhat physically abusive. It's stuff like that. But you have to get to where you forgive that, but you also forgive yourself for the part that you played in it. Okay? So yeah, I definitely feel there's an explosion coming. There's maybe an actual explosion coming, but I mean just an energetic explosion. There is some huge thing that is about to happen here, and that's going to bring us answers. Believe it or not, it's going to bring us clarity. It may bring chaos, but it will bring clarity and conclusions. We just have to remember to bring love into it, okay? And when you act out of love, you can't go wrong, really. Okay? All right, guys, I hope this has helped. If it has, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.